Hey everybody, I am up today at Cut to You with a fun layout. So I have my butterfly cluster cut and stitch cut file here, and I am going to go over the cut file while it's still on my mat with some weathered wood distress oxide ink. This cut file is one of those awesome like twofer cut files. So you get the actual like butterfly, and then you also get like the outline of the butterfly, and the outline has these like stitching holes that you can stitch, and that's the part we're going to use today. So the actual butterfly cluster that I'm going to remove, we're not going to use that we're going to save for another day. Right now, I'm just wanting to get a nice kind of shadow effect around these butterflies. I'm going to go ahead and carefully pull off the butterfly cluster. I'm going to set that aside. We will need it later, but we don't need it right now. I am going to back each of these butterflies with a different pattern. I am using Simple Stories Weathered Garden collection today. I don't have this kit from a shop. I have these products that I printed myself. So that's why the paper is only one-sided, because it is printed on the nice heavy cardstock that I use for my printing. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to back all of these butterflies with a different pattern. So each butterfly is going to get its own pattern. And once I had everything backed, I'm now going to go ahead and kind of place this part back into the cut file, just like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the inside pieces of the butterflies and I'm going to glue them back into place, as you can see here. So I'm going to glue each of their little wing parts back in. And then once I have all of those little pieces back in place, I'm going to remove that outline, the delicate outline of the butterflies. And then I just kind of have this lovely, soft, swooping butterflies going up to the top of my page with the little pops of color. This cut file already has the little stitching holes cut into it, but I'm going to kind of reinforce them, make sure they're nice and open. And then I'm going to use a full 6 strands of embroidery floss, and I'm just going to backstitch all the little butterfly tails. Now I'm going to go ahead and create my layout. I'm working with a heritage photo today. It is probably my most favorite photo that I found. Definitely this picture is so sweet. So it is a photo of my grandmother. My grandmother is the baby in this photo, and the woman holding her is my great-grandmother. And this picture, so I've said this before, I'm pretty sure, my great-grandfather was a photographer, so I am really quite blessed with all of these old photos. And these photos aren't they're not just, the people aren't fuzzy. Sometimes in old photos, the people are fuzzy or they're moving or, something like that. These photos are just staged. I'm going to say staged perfectly, and they're beautiful. And this is probably my most favorite photo that I have found among my grandma's like photo albums and things. So I just love it. It's beautiful. And I wanted to really kind of have it on show. I wanted to create a layout that was really soft and just kind of went with the picture perfectly. In the photo, my grandmother is kind of looking up, and I love the idea of putting this photo at the bottom of all of these butterflies. And the finished product, it looks like my grandmother is like looking up at all the butterflies, and I just love it. So I'm just going to go ahead and get my photo down there. That's why I kind of designed and cut this cut file knowing what photo I wanted to use. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of pop this photo up with some foam tape. I am using some older foam tape, and it's not as sticky as you maybe would want it to be, so I added a little bit of extra adhesive to it. Initially, my idea for this layout was to use these two word elements and have my title be Sweet Moments, but I sized them a little too big before I printed them, and so they're not going to work for this particular page, but they'll work for another one later on, and that's okay. So I have all of these beautiful butterflies, so many butterflies. I'm going to weave them in and out and around all of the butterflies on my cut file. They're so pretty. I'm trying to kind of get most of the soft ones, but I do want a little pop of the yellow. And then I'm going to layer some of these really cute hearts from the collection underneath the butterflies, just for a little bit of added interest. I'm going to get this smaller little title piece that says Hello Love, and that's what we're going to use for our title. And then I'm just going to grab one of the labels I keep printed in on my desk to kind of put underneath that Hello Love, and then I will have kind of the title and the journaling down at the bottom without kind of interrupting all the gorgeousness going up at the top of my page. I'm going to use my tabby dots from Spiegel Mom Scraps to pop up the butterfly wings, and I'm just going to cut them with my Teflon scissors, and then I can go ahead and have a little bit more dimension and texture and depth to that big butterfly cluster at the top of my page. And then lastly, I'm just going to add my little title piece and my little bit for journaling, and that's why we're going to call this layout done. I am so happy with how this layout turned out. I really, this is my style, and I just love it. I love it. This is probably my favorite layout I've created in 2022 so far, and I hope that you love it too. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye.